welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to look at project 008 on C, recursion. So before we dive into the actual projects, ensure that you go through the reading materials that we have been provided with. That is on recursion introduction. What is the hard is recursion, C recursion, programming tutorial 85, recursion part 1, C programming tutorial 86, recursion part 2. So by the end of the last reading material, you'll be able to explain to anyone what is a recursion, how to implement recursion, in what situation you should implement recursion, and in what situation you should implement recursion. So let's dive direct to what we have. We have the general requirements. Requirements are just like the one we had the previous tutorial. You are supposed to use the VI, Vim, or the Emacs. Then you are supposed to compile your project using the GCC. Then all your files should head with a new line. Then the most important part is that your root directory should have a README file. Okay, let's move to the first part. So this project is divided into two parts. We have the quiz and the task. Quiz is relatively easy. Example number 1, what does this code print? And the answer is supposed to be 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Then number 1, what does this code print? Then there goes our code. And what will print? It will print 2, 1. Then question 2, what does this code print? And it will give 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Then the last part, not the last, but number 3, what does this one print? You can see it will give you 00246. Then our last question number 4, what does this code print? And it will print 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, let's move to our first part. So let's add this one to ease. Okay, so task number 1, she locked away a secret. So you are supposed to write a function that prints a string followed by a new line. Then so the instruction, before we dive into the actual writing of the code, we are supposed to store our content should be on the ALX, low level programming. The directory should be 008 recursion, and the first file should be 0put recursion. Okay, now let's dive directly to our sandbox. Okay, let me see what I have in my repo. So according to the instruction, we are supposed to write our projects on the ALX, low level programming. So the next step, I will open my low level. So I will use CD low, then I use the tab to complete the remaining part. Then let me see what I have inside. So these are some of the directories that I have in my repo. If you look at the instruction, I'm supposed to have a 008 recursion. I had already done this particular assignment. Therefore, you are likely to see the same name appearing on my repo this one. But for the purpose of showing you how to go about it, I will just redo the same task again. but I will have 2 after the word recursion so that it can distinguish itself from the actual project. So I will use the command make directory mkdir, then enter. So what I have done, I've just created my directory by the name 008 recursion 2. As you can see, it has already been created visual. So the next step, as per the instruction, if we look at the instruction, I'm supposed to have a readme file at the root of the folder of the project. Okay, so the next part is to open my directory. Let me see whether there is anything inside. As you can see, it is already empty. So as per the instruction, I'm supposed to add a readme file inside that particular folder. So I will use the vi readme.md. And also guys, don't forget to subscribe so that we can continue supporting this channel. Enter. On this part, I usually prefer to write the name of the project that I'm supposed to write down. So the name is Recursion, then escape WQ. Okay, let me see whether I've done. Okay, as you can see, I have already created a readme file at the root of my directory 008 recursion 2. Okay, now next step, as per the instruction, if you look at the instruction, we have been told that you're supposed the prototype of your function and the prototype of the function char should be included in the enter file called main.h. So I have already prepared that on my Google sheet, of which I will share with you, so that you can compare what you have prepared and what I have already prepared. So I will copy vi as per the instruction, main.h, enter, insert, then copy this command, and I'll copy my code, then I will paste, escape WQ. Okay, let's move to the next part. The next part is that I'm supposed to have a char. Okay, copy that. Copy. Then we have vi. So sorry for that. I've already written the. Then I paste. Enter. Insert. Copy. Escape. PQ. Okay, we have already done the mandatory thing. So the next part is now to dive directly to the file 0. So copy the first file, that is 0 recursion. If you look at the question, you're supposed to write a function that will print a string followed by a new line. Okay, so we have the vi, paste, insert, and copy your code. Ensure that you don't miss anything. So you need to be a little bit careful when copying the code. Escape WQ. Then you move to task number 2. For task number 2, you are supposed to write a function that print a string in reverse. The prototype void print ref recursion char is. Okay, so copy the name of the file, that is a one print refer recursion, then you paste, enter, insert, escape, WQ, and next part. After copy, insert, then you copy, escape, WQ, I, and we have 3. Then for number 3, you are supposed to write a function that returns a factorial of a given number. The prototype integer factorial, then if n is lower than 0, the function would return -1 to indicate an error. Factorial 0 is 1. So copy the name of the file, that is 3factorial.c. Insert. So this is the code that will print the factorial number. Then number 4, for number 4, you're supposed to write a function that returns the value of x raised to the power of y, where the prototype integer power recursion, if y is lower than 0, the function should return -0. Okay, so the code for this one, the name of the file first is 4power recursion. Okay, then you paste. Okay, escape. Insert. Then there goes my code. Escape. PQ. Then next we have the VI. Our number 5. We are almost through. For number 5, you are supposed to write a function that returns the natural square root of a number, and the file name is 5. Then insert, then you copy your code. Okay, copy. Okay, then we move to number 7. Number 7 is the first part of the advanced. So for number 7, you are supposed to write a function that returns 0 if a string is palindrome, and 0 if not. So this is the code that will execute that. So the file name is 100. Then paste, insert. Then there goes my code. So this is my code. Escape Recursion. Then next part we have the VI. Name of the file is 101. Enter, insert. Escape Q. Okay. Okay, now we are through with our first part. Okay, in our next part, okay, let me do this. Let me create a full screen to ease my work. Then this one. Okay, this one will be a little bit easy for me. Okay, the next part we are supposed to copy this one, the main copy, then paste, insert, copy, then you paste, escape, Q. Okay, next part, number 1, sorry for that. I hope that you are still following up from the side. Ensure that you watch the whole video for you to get the thing correctly. If at all you missed to any particular part, you might not get your code correctly. So just take your time, watch the video before you attempt the work. Then number 2, you can watch the same video as you are doing the work. Okay, let's move to the next part. Copy this. then one more remaining. We are almost through with our part 2. Insert, then you copy this part. Okay, escape. Then so we are through with our part 2. Okay, now let's move to part 3. So as per the requirement, you are supposed to, all your files should be compiled on Ubuntu 20.04 LTS using the GCC. So the next part, copy this part and you paste generally direct. Mine is likely to show some error because I've already done that, but yours, if it will be the first thing to do, it will not show the error that I'm getting from my side. So you have no reason to get worried. Okay. So copy all of them up to the last number. Okay, so I'm through with the last part. So the next part is to git add, then git commit, then support the recursion, and lastly, and the last part is to git push. So those are the steps that you are supposed to follow for you to get this assignment correct. Then you can test. You'll find that let me see. So we'll find that all the checkers will be green if at all you follow the steps as I have shown you. Okay, so you can see that all the checkers are green, meaning that our codes were 100% correct. So just take your time, go through the questions, watch the video, then after watching the video you can redo the same thing again and find that all the checkers will be green. So you can see that all the checkers are green. Okay, so you don't have to worry. I will share this one at the description part, so you can have a look at it, so that you can have an easy time to go through your project. So thank you once again for watching this tutorial. I hope that you have learned something on how to go about on this project on the C recursion. So to ensure that we continue learning together, ensure that you click that subscription button. You also comment in case you have any question, like, and also share with your friend. Thank you for taking time. Have a lovely day.